Hello students, this is the fifth video lecture of chapter 3 Plant Kingdom of class 11 biology. So till now what we have discussed? So till now, up till this fifth video lecture, we have discussed starting from first video lecture. In that we discussed about the Whittaker in 1969 gave 5 kingdom classification. We brush up that kingdoms, we moved down to plant kingdom. I gave you the brief what we would be studying in this chapter in the form of flow chart, है ना, कि plant kingdom would is further divided into cryptogame, phanerogame. Cryptogame is further divided into 3: bryophytes, pteridophytes, algae. ठीक है, if you move down evolutionary, then algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes. Phanerogame includes 2: what? Gymnosperms and angiosperms. Further there were classes, the 5 terms which I discussed just now: algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms. These are divisions, and the further if we divide the divisions, we get classes. So till now we have discussed division algae. Okay, we discussed the general characteristics of the algae. We discussed characteristics, compared the characteristics of algae's classes, है ना. The classes were Chlorophyceae, Phaeophyceae and Rhodophyceae. In Chlorophyceae, how Chlorophyceae is different from Pheo and Rhodophyceae, all that we have compared in a form of tabular form along with examples we have seen. We have also seen the ways in which the algae is useful to human. We have also discussed that in among around 6 points. Okay, then now we are going to start. Also I missed one thing, that we have also discussed different classification system. Artificial classification system, how is it different from natural classification system. We also talked about the present day, what taxonomists are using oftenly is the phylogenetic classification system. Apart from that, we have discussed after that if no fossil evidence is there, okay, so there were different sources which you can use to classify the particular group of organisms or whatever. Now then we moved on to the algae, their classes. Now we are going to start with the next division, that is bryophyte. So you let me know, is bryophyte more developed than algae or is less developed than algae? So if you recall the flow chart which we I gave you in the form of summary, that algae, because it does not form zygote, there is no embryo stage. But in bryophytes you get embryo stage because there is formation of zygote. So that means what? Bryophytes are more developed than algae. Correct? We are moving evolutionary. Okay, so algae is least developed. Bryophytes are more developed comparatively to algae. So here we are going to start with bryophytes. Their general characteristics. In case we would also include liverworts and mosses. If there are few exceptions, we would be simultaneously discussing that exceptions of liverworts and mosses. Okay, if you go according to the textbook, it says that the classes for bryophytes are liverworts and mosses. But this is not the thing. There is another one. Okay, that is liverworts, hornworts and mosses. So there is another class, hornworts, that they have not mentioned. Okay, so no worries. Let us move down to the general characteristics of bryophytes. Simultaneously we would be discussing special characteristics of liverworts and mosses if there are exceptions, and then we would be again discussing in detail about liverworts and mosses. Okay, now if we talk about general characteristics of bryophytes, so we start with this, that they are the first land plants. So if you recall, algae, their most common habitat was aquatic environment. But if we talk about bryophytes, bryophytes are the first land plants. This you have to remember. Okay, next, found in moist and shady places. So their habitat is moist and shady places. So since this is the transition, they are from aquatic environment, they are trying to move towards terrestrial environment. Although they have not moved completely, but they are trying. So the bryophytes are trying to develop comparatively to algae. They are able to form zygote, which algae is not. They are trying to develop, and they are forming a transition state between which algae and pteridophytes. Pteridophytes are the terrestrial plants. We would be moving down to that, but they are again more developed compared to bryophytes. Pteridophytes are more compared to bryophytes. More developed compared to bryophytes. Okay. In case if we talk about this bryophytes, so they are found in moist and shady places. Means now they are not completely dependent or completely terrestrial, but little bit they are dependent on aquatic environment. So they want mixture of aquatic and terrestrial environment, and that is moist and shady places. Such kind of plants which are found in moist and shady places, they are known as sciophytes. So this is an extra information that sciophytes, are the plants which are found in moist and shady places. Okay. Next, their main plant body is gametophyte. What do you understand by gametophyte? So, in plants, haploid cells and diploid cells. I hope you are aware of haploid and diploid. In case if I talk about haploid means they are having n number of chromosomes. In case if I talk about diploid, they are having 2n number of chromosomes. Okay, gametophyte is haploid. That means it is having n number of chromosomes. So the main plant body in bryophytes is gametophyte. This gametophyte, is see, there is a life cycle in plant. In plant, there is a life cycle. There are different stages. The two plant body you observe in complete life cycle of a plant. In a complete life cycle of a plant, you observe two plant bodies. What are those? Gametophyte and sporophyte. Gametophyte is haploid, this plant body is having n number of chromosomes in their cells. But in case if I talk about sporophyte is having 2n number of chromosomes. That means the ploidy level doubles in case of sporophyte. Gametophyte is half of the that of the sporophyte. Okay. So in case if I talk about bryophytes, their main plant body is gametophyte. How come? So I said that in a life cycle of a plant there are two stages, gametophyte, sporophyte. So gametophyte is haploid. We would be discussing in detail in the topic which is mentioned in the last of this chapter in textbook. That topic is plant life cycle and alternation of generations. So in that topic we would be discussing in very much detail, but right now since we have started with bryophytes, we have to understand the life cycle of bryophytes. You should know some basic knowledge about the plant life cycle. If you are not getting, hold your breaths for 2 to 3 video lectures more, then we would be ultimately reaching to that topic, and you would be able to clear with all these concepts regarding the plant life cycle. Okay, in case if I talk about this plant life cycle. So we started with gametophyte, sporophyte. Gametophyte is a plant body, is a haploid plant body. So it gives, gametes. Okay, gametophyte has male and female sex organs. Here we would be seeing. See, since they are first of all discussing the external features of gametophyte. I am reaching to once again to it, but let us start from the beginning. And if I talk about gametophyte is haploid. It is the main plant body. It is not differentiated into roots, stems and leaves. Are you getting? Are you able to recall that in first video lecture we discussed what? That bryophytes are having thalloid body. In case if we talk about algae were also having thallus. Thallus means no true roots, stems and leaves. Similarly, bryophytes also have thalloid body, but pteridophytes have true roots, stems and leaves. So that means pteridophytes are comparatively more developed than bryophytes. Okay, we again come down to bryophytes. Bryophytes are having thalloid body. So since the main plant body of bryophytes is gametophyte, it won't be having true roots, stems and leaves. Okay, their body is not differentiated into roots, stems and leaves. So you would be saying that bryophytes ka main plant body is gametophyte, and this gametophyte is not differentiated into roots, stems and leaves. That means gametophyte is having thalloid body, है ना? Okay, then gametophyte is made up of parenchyma. Okay, you recall the tissue wala chapter which you studied in class 9. Okay, then we would be discussing much more detail about this in anatomy of flowering plants in this standard only. Okay, later onwards. Now here if we talk about this, gametophyte is made up of parenchyma. It is made up of parenchyma tissue. Gametophyte is a plant body. So plant body would be made up of tissue. Which kind of tissue? Parenchyma. Okay, this gametophyte attaches to the substratum. देखिए कोई भी plant है, it requires the soil to anchor itself. It requires the soil to anchor the whole body. Are you getting? ठीक है, थोड़ा पकड़ में आए, plant सीधा खड़ा रहे. Similarly, bryophytes also require some substratum to hold itself on the ground, or any rock or wherever it moist and shady place, wherever the plant gets favorable condition. Then here in case if I talk about bryophytes में जो gametophyte है, that is the main plant body, attaches to the substratum by with the help of in case if we talk about basic plants which you see around yourselves, these plants anchor the soil, hold the soil, are able to stand erect because of their roots. Their roots are helping them to stand upright by holding the soil. So roots are helping them for anchorage. Similarly, in case of bryophytes, if bryophytes want to attach themselves to the substratum, what body part would they be using? Because they are not having roots. We discussed that their body is thallus. They are not having roots, so they would be using rhizoids. So rhizoids are root-like structures. They are not roots. They are root-like structures which are found in bryophytes. So these rhizoids can be unicellular or can be multicellular. So unicellular would be something like this, a single cell. Multicellular would be chain of cells would be forming and ultimately would lead to a formation of root-like structure. Okay, so it would be a single cell or it would be forming a chain of cells. So if the bryophyte is having unicellular rhizoids, then mostly it is seen in class of liverworts. Okay, bryophytes का जो liverworts वाला class है, that would be having unicellular rhizoids for anchorage or for attachment to the substratum. ठीक है, the gametophyte plant body, and the gametophyte is nothing but the main plant body of bryophyte, is using unicellular rhizoids. ठीक है, most of they are using rhizoids. It can be either unicellular or can be multicellular. If the gametophyte is having unicellular rhizoids, then mainly they are involved in the liverwort classes. In case if mainly the rhizoids are multicellular, the gametophyte is having multicellular rhizoids, then it would require, then it would be included in the mosses wala classes, na class of this moss. ठीक है, class किसका है? Bryophytes का. Okay. So, I said we would be simultaneously discussing few special characteristics of classes of bryophytes. Okay, now if I talk about next characteristic, so the body of the thallus means gametophyte. Thalloid body is having, it is not having root, stems and leaves. It is having root-like structures called rhizoids. Okay. Body of the thallus may be dorsiventrally flattened or maybe erect with radially arranged leaf-like structures. So bryophytes may be positioned in a horizontal way or they may be in a standing position. That means in vertical position. Okay, so bryophytes attached. Suppose this is the substratum, this is the bryophyte. Okay, substratum is here. If the bryophyte attaches like this, that means it is attaching erect, it is attaching vertically, radially arranged, radially arranged leaf. So पता है जैसे हम stem बनाते हैं, radially leaves arrange होते हैं. So similarly, if bryophytes is attaching to the substratum like this, erect, and the leaves are arranged radially, then this kind of is found in erect and radially arranged leaf-like structure, and it may be dorsiventrally flattened and attached to the substratum. Either it could be attached like this or it could be attached like this. That means it would be in a horizontal position. Bryophyte would be positioned in a dorsiventrally fashion. So if this kind of attachment occurs to the substratum, dorsiventrally flattened, then it occurs in case of liverworts. Otherwise they can also be attached erect like this. Okay, so they are not defining it that liverworts में ही erect होगा और या तो dorsiventrally flattened होगा, mosses में ऐसा होगा. This is not the thing, but mostly in liverworts you found dorsiventrally flattened. Okay, you can also find mosses, their body attached to the substratum in dorsiventrally flattened manner, because mosses forms dense carpet on the ground. Okay, so I hope you are getting that the arrangement of the plant body on the substratum or the attachment, the position of attachment of the bryophytes on the substratum may be erect or may be dorsiventrally flattened. Correct? Now if I move on to next characteristic, that is they reproduce. Bryophytes reproduce asexually. We can more perfectly say that vegetatively by fragmentation or asexually by asexual green buds. These are referred as gamete. These gamete are majorly seen in Mertensia. So Mertensia is a bryophyte and it reproduces with the help of asexual green buds called gamete. Or bryophytes can also reproduce through fragmentation. There are two modes, either asexually or by vegetatively by fragmentation. Asexually if they mention through asexual green buds, that is the gamete. The buds are referred as gamete. So these are majorly found in Mertensia. This kind of reproduction is majorly found in Mertensia, which is a bryophyte. Next is the life cycle of bryophyte is haplodiplontic. So when I asked you to hold your breath for a few more video lectures, as we at some point of this series we would be reaching to the one of the video lecture which would be including about plant life cycles, where you would be understanding about gametophyte, sporophyte in more detail. Also, you would be studying about, haplontic, haplodiploid, diploid life cycles. These are the types of life cycle. Since this life cycle involves both haploid and diploid, plant body, therefore haplodiploid. Main plant body is haploid. And what is the main plant body? Gametophyte. ठीक है? And it forms male and female sex organs called antheridium and archegonium. So gametophyte gives gametes. Male gamete, female gamete, male sperm, female egg cell. है ना? Similar. यहाँ पे भी the gametophyte, which is the main plant body, it forms the male and female sex organs. These sex organs are known as antheridium and archegonium. As in case of humans, we have discussed the male sex organs, है ना? The male sex organs and the female sex organ. Similarly, here also there are male and female sex organ. The name differs like this. Like in bryophytes, they are referred as antheridium and archegonium. Okay. Now this antheridium, which is the male sex organ, bears the motile. Okay, obviously it would be motile, it would be movable. What? Movable biflagellated, having two flagella. This flagella is responsible for the movement of male gamete, that is sperm. So gametophyte forms sex organs. These sex organs, that is antheridium, are responsible for formation of gametes. These gametes are sperm. These sperms here are referred as antheriozoids. So if you look carefully, since these are deriving from antheridium, therefore these sperms or male gametes are known as antheriozoids, which swims in water to reach female sex organ. So female sex organ archegonium is having fertile, is having egg cell, and the sperm, with the help of its two flagella from antheridium, swims through the water and reaches to the archegonium female sex organ. Why it goes to female sex organ? Because female sex organ is bearing the egg cell. This egg cell is non-motile, obviously, so it would be fertilizing this egg cell. Now when sperm fertilize egg cell, what does it lead to the formation of? It leads to the formation of zygote, and this process of swimming of the sperm and reaching to the egg cell is known as zooidogamy. Okay, zooidogamy. So gamy, that means fertilization. So fertilization takes place of what? Sperm and egg cell, and lead to the formation of zygote. So see here, there is formation of zygote, which was absent in algae. Here means where? In bryophytes. क्या हो रहा है कि gametophyte, which is the main plant body, is forming sex organs, male and female sex organ. Male sex organ is bearing sperm, which are known as antheriozoids, and these antheriozoids are having flagella, because of which they are able to swim. Why they require to swim? To reach to the female sex organ. This female sex organ, that is the archegonium, they means sperm. Sperm reaches to the archegonium, they fertilize the egg cell and lead to the formation of zygote. This whole process, that means the release of sperm from antheridium, swimming and reaching to the female sex organ archegonium, and fertilizing. The fertilization takes place between the sperm and the egg cell to form zygote. This process is known as zooidogamy. Then fertilization takes place inside the archegonium, okay, inside the female sex organ, and the zygote forms. This zygote then multiplies to form sporophyte, diploid plant body. Here in case of bryophytes, there are two plant body. In case of bryophytes means in all plants there are two plant body, gametophyte and sporophyte. Main plant body is gametophyte. So another plant body is sporophyte. How the sporophyte formed, you understood? First there was gametophyte. Gametophyte is haploid. By mitosis, it forms gametes. Haploid बनेंगे ना, gametes, sperm is haploid. देखो gametophyte is having sex organ, antheridium and archegonium. Okay, antheridium is having sperm, archegonium is having egg cell. Antheridium having sperm is haploid, archegonium having egg cell is haploid. ठीक है, when haploid fuses it forms diploid, that is zygote. Are you with me? Sperm, haploid, egg cell, haploid fuses to form zygote, which is diploid. You have already studied in class 10th, in class 8th even, regarding this kind of calculation. Zygote is diploid. This zygote multiplies and it leads to the formation of diploid plant body sporophyte. This sporophyte then undergo meiosis to form haploid spores. You know ना, the meiosis क्या है? Reductional division. Mitosis क्या होता है? Equational division. So gametophyte having sex organs, they undergo mitosis. Mitosis से वो बनाते हैं sperms. Gametes, sperm and egg cell. Sperm and egg cell fuse करेगा तो diploid zygote बनेगा. Zygote multiply करके sporophyte बनाएगा. Sporophyte क्या है? Diploid है. ये sporophyte meiosis में जाएगा, reductional division में जाएगा, to lead to the formation of haploid spores. Okay, these spores, are then again germinate to form gametophyte. तो फिर से gametophyte पे आ गए. These spores germinate to form gametophyte. Again gametophyte would release gametes through sex organs. These gametes fuse, form zygote. Zygote multiplies to form sporophyte. Okay, these sporophyte undergoes meiosis to form spores. Again these spores germinate and forms gametophyte. This cycle goes on. I would be making you understand by making a diagram related to this life cycle. I would be again explaining you in the form of a flow chart, like just after this, but you should have some basic knowledge regarding this, and I hope if you have understood 50% also till now, then it is also very good. So the sporophyte thus develops on gametophyte and said to be parasitic on gametophytes. I hope you are getting what is parasite. So this sporophyte develops on gametophyte. It is a diploid. So main plant body is gametophyte. Another plant body is developing on the main plant body, that is sporophyte. Okay, so now it's time, we understood about sporophyte. Till now we took a look into the gametophyte, how it looks like, from what it is made up of, what is how it is involved in the formation of or the reproduction of bryophytes. Now we would be talking about sporophyte. So here you look into the sporophyte. Sporophyte is said to be parasitic on gametophyte. Why? What is the reason? The reason is this, that in case of liverworts, one of the class of bryophyte. So in case of liverworts, the sporophyte is non-green. The sporophyte is non-green and is dependent on the gametophyte. Why it is dependent on gametophyte? Because it is non-green. So for what it is dependent on gametophyte? So for food, because won't be able to perform photosynthesis, for water and for shelter. And hence in liverworts the bryophytes are said to be complete parasite, because it's sporophyte. The sporophyte of liverwort is non-green, is completely dependent on gametophyte for food, shelter and water. Therefore these are referred as the sporophyte of liverworts are referred as complete parasite on gametophyte. But in case if we talk about mosses, their sporophyte is green. That sporophyte is photosynthetic, so it is dependent on gametophyte for food and shelter. So it is called partial parasite. Are you with me? Okay. Are you getting? So if you are nodding your head and you are saying that you are getting, so I would be saying you are not. Why? Because if you listen to me carefully, I have deliberately make a mistake here by writing food. Do you think that mosses being green would be dependent on gametophyte for food? Absolutely not. Okay, so here if we talk about this sporophyte of mosses, they are dependent on water, they are dependent on gametophyte for water and shelter only. Food they prepare by their own. So you pay attention, you hear me carefully, and you along with this you pay attention on the theory content which I have written. Okay, so if you were paying attention, if you were able to rectify earlier the mistake, okay, so that means you are paying 100% attention. So if you are, then good enough. And we moved on to next characteristic, that is the fertile part. That means one producing reproductive parts. Okay, so this is the reproductive part involved in reproduction. So the fertile part of sporophyte is capsule. So there are three parts of sporophyte: foot, seta, capsule. Okay, there are three. The plant body is having three parts: foot, seta, capsule. This capsule is the fertile part. Remember this. Okay, which possesses diploid spore mother cell. So as I said that sporophyte would undergo meiosis to form spores. So this sporophyte, having one of its part capsule, contains diploid spore mother cell. These cells undergo meiosis. These cells undergo meiosis to produce haploid spores. Are you with me? Again I would be repeating that the sporophyte of bryophyte, having one of its part capsule is the only fertile part. So the capsule portion of sporophyte is the fertile part, is containing diploid spore mother cell. This diploid spore mother cells undergo meiosis to form what? To form haploid spores. Since these diploid spore mother cells, these are diploid, if they undergo meiosis, they would form haploid spores. Now these spores germinate. Either they germinate directly, in case of liverworts, they germinate directly and forms haploid gametophyte. But in case if we talk about mosses, what happens is the sporophyte, or the spores produced by sporophyte, they do not directly germinate to form gametophyte. In case of mosses, they first undergo filamentous juvenile stage, which is a protonemal stage, referred as protonema. This protonema then undergoes a leafy stage, which is the secondary stage. This is the primary stage, and then it germinates to form gametophyte. Okay, so the spore first undergoes primary stage, which is filamentous juvenile stage called protonema. Then this protonema undergoes secondary stage, and then the spores develop into the haploid gametophyte. Again this gametophyte would produce gametes. Okay, these gametes fuses to form zygote. Zygote multiplies to form sporophyte. Part of sporophyte capsule bears diploid spore mother cells. The spore mother cells undergo meiosis to form haploid spores. These spores either directly germinate to form haploid gametophyte again. Okay, this especially occurs in liverworts, majorly occurs in liverworts. In case if the spores undergo primary stage, filamentous juvenile stage, protonema, then it undergoes leafy stage, leafy bud stage, secondary stage, then it develops or germinates to form haploid gametophyte. We reach again to gametophyte, again gametes, again zygote, again sporophyte, okay, again haploid spores, and this cycle goes on. This is the life cycle of bryophyte. We understood some features regarding liverworts and mosses also. है ना, कि एक्सेप्शंस के साथ साइमल्टेनियसली वी लुक्ड इनटू दैट. ओके, साइमल्टेनियसली मीन्स विथ व्हाट, विथ जनरल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ bryophytes. So now we would be looking into the life cycle of bryophytes. So here in case we are discussing about the life cycle of bryophytes in a flowchart form. Till now we discussed in theory form. Now I have converted the theory into this form. See here, this is gametophyte. You recall what did I say regarding gametophyte? That it is the main plant body in bryophytes. Okay, main plant body. What is the ploidy level of gametophyte? Is it haploid or diploid? So gametophyte is haploid. So when gametophyte multiply by mitosis, it forms gametangia, or you can say sex organs. The sex organs formed by gametophyte are known as gametangia. ठीक है, these are of two types, male gametangia and female gametangia. Male gametangia is known as antheridium. Female gametangia is known as archegonium. We have discussed this. Okay, antheridium, that is the male sex organ, undergoes mitosis to form male gametes, or you can say male sperms, or you can say specifically here antheriozoids. So these antheriozoids are nothing but male gametes or male sperms produced by antheridium. These antheriozoids are biflagellated. Since they are biflagellated, they are motile, they can swim and reach to archegonium. Archegonium is female sex organ. This, when they reach to archegonium, archegonium consists of egg cell. So this antheriozoids which are haploid, egg cell which is haploid, when they combine, fertilization takes place. Fertilization takes place inside female sex organ archegonium. So here the antheriozoid fuses with egg cell and forms zygote, which is diploid. Zygote multiplies to form sporophyte, which is diploid, and is another plant body. Can be green, can be non-green. Yes or no? In liverworts it is non-green. In mosses it is green, the sporophyte stage. This sporophyte is having three body parts, that is foot, seta, which we have discussed already, and capsule. So the foot part of sporophyte is used to attach, the sporophyte uses the foot to attach to the gametophyte. Since sporophyte is parasitic body, it remain attached to the gametophytic plant body by the help of this foot. Seta helps in spore dispersal. So the spores are formed by which part of the sporophyte? Fertile part, that is capsule. So this capsule contains SMCS. We have discussed. Are you able to recall? It is spore mother cells. Spore mother cells. These are diploid. So when they undergo meiosis, they form spores. Diploid cells undergo meiosis. You let me know, the spores would be haploid or diploid? Diploid body if undergoes meiosis, spores would be haploid. These haploid spores either directly germinate to form gametophyte. Mostly it occurs in liverworts. And if case in talk about this spores, if they undergo indirect germination, that means they directly do not germinate, but they undergo two stages, primary protonema and secondary protonema. Primary protonema is filamentous juvenile stage. We have discussed this, है ना? Filamentous juvenile stage. And secondary protonema is a leafy bud stage. Okay, so this the spores undergoes these two stages and then germinates to form sporophyte. Okay, so this is how the life cycle occurs. I would be repeating again once. This gametophytes, the life cycle starts like this of that of bryophytes. Gametophyte, which is haploid, is male plant body, undergoes mitosis, to form sex organs. There are two sex organs, male sex organs and female sex organs. Sex organs are also referred as gametangium. Male sex organs, antheridium. Female sex organ, archegonium. Antheridium is, haploid in ploidy level. These antheridium undergo mitosis to form antheriozoites. These antheriozoites are biflagellated. Because having flagella are able to swim and reach to the female sex organ containing egg cell, fuses with the egg cell, antheriozoite fuses with the egg cell, fertilization occurs and forms zygote. So the process of reaching from male sex organ to female sex organ is known as zoodiogamy. This process is known as zoodiogamy. Okay. This egg cell, fertilizes antheriozoites, and this, fertilization takes place, formation of zygote. Since egg cell is haploid, antheriozoite is haploid, fuses to form diploid structure zygote. Zygote further multiplies to form sporophyte. Sporophyte is diploid. Sporophyte is having three body parts: foot, seta, capsule. Foot helps in the attachment of sporophyte to the gametophyte. And in case if we talk about seta helps in spore dispersal, and these spores are formed by capsule. So this capsule is the spore mother cell. Okay, the spore mother cells is haploid. This undergoes meiosis to form spores. These spores would undergo either direct germination in case of liverworts, or would undergo indirect germination in case of mosses. It goes, two stages: protonema, primary protonema stage, secondary protonema stage, and then forms gametophyte. Okay, again this life cycle continues. So this is how, the life cycle of bryophytes works. Okay. So this is how, you can understand about bryophytes. Okay, regarding the their general characteristics, we also compared few major characteristics of liverworts and mosses. And if you, after attending this video lecture, if you then directly move down to the reading of the textbook content, okay, along with my textbook, it goes with 34, 35 and 36. So if you read these pages carefully regarding the bryophytes, liverworts and mosses, I guess you would be able to understand clearly, and I hope you would be able to understand bryophytes more easily. Okay, you would be enjoying reading the theory content which is given in the textbook. So you try this, and if you are having any problem, if you are facing any problem, and if you are having any doubt, if you feel like I have left something, you let me know by sending me a mail on the mail address given in the description box. So here we ended with bryophytes. In the next video lecture we would be starting with pteridophytes. Okay, so the examples, I won't be giving any trick to remember the examples of bryophytes, as there are very few, and you have to remember this along with the figures given in the textbook also. Okay, that of liverwort, mertensia, as we discussed. Since where do we discuss mertensia, you remember, okay, how there was an exception regarding this mertensia. Okay, apart from this, what we discussed is the dorsiventrally flattened attachment of the bryophytes to the substratum. So that was of liverworts. There were some exceptions, so you have to remember that. Apart from this, examples like bryophytes में liverwort का example is given of mertensia, mosses it is given of funaria, sphagnum, okay, polytrichum. That's all. So you have to remember these few examples. There is no such trick, and I guess I have covered major portions of this topic. In the next video lecture, I would be starting with pteridophytes.